Hey everybody, Weem here. Welcome back to Empyrion. We have been doing a lot of things here, gathering resources, getting a hover ship built, getting this base set up, and all of this has kind of been leading to making a ship so we can kind of exit the planet. Now, we obviously have a lot more to do on this planet as far as exploring and gathering materials and everything, things that we could be doing, but really jumping out into space is going to be it's something that we really want to do. So what I'd like to do is make the ship, kind of really get started on that thing here, and at the very least kind of hop out into space. And I do want to mention that Joe Veteran left a comment and said that if I was interesting, I am interesting. If I was interested in traveling to other planets, he suggests that I make a vessel, fly around and get used to kind of fighting other creatures and stuff here to get used to the gun control and everything. And then he says when you have a handle on that, then venture into space. He says, trust me, you'll need the experience. So that is something that I think we will take into account. We'll make the ship and kind of fly around the planet, maybe gather some supplies, shoot some drones, get used to how the combat works with that. But I do probably first thing I'm going to want to do is just jump out into space real quick, check that out, then we'll come back in. We'll just dip our toes into space. So that's the plan. Now, over the last couple days, I've been kind of flying around doing some things, gathering materials and everything. And I've got I went and gathered up some cobalt and ran into an interesting creature that I hadn't seen before, which I think may have come in to the most recent update. He kind of wandered around. I left him alone initially. And then later I ran into another one and thought, okay, let's go ahead and fight one of these guys and see what they're all about. I would have thought he would have attacked me by now if he was aggro. Oh, never mind. And I didn't even have my gun loaded. Well, that's cool. It looks like they're only aggro if you get near them. They get a little irritated. Let's see, does he care here? Is he going to actually turn around? No, he doesn't. That's funny. So maybe if it's just if you're in his way. It's like, get out of my way. Is he going to swing at me again? Oh! He did. Okay, how hard are these guys to take down? Let's find out. Unload. Nice. Unload a full clip actually on him. Let's go ahead and check out what he's got. So we got some crushed stone and one promethium ore. Be interesting to see if that's always the same, or if that can vary and they can have all kinds of different metals. Anyway, we may have to investigate that one day for science. Then, while flying around, I ran into the border here. This is kind of the border on this planet that you can't go past. And I haven't really followed it around to see how much of the planet it covers. I thought the whole thing was wide open, but apparently there is an edge. In fact, it's across the lake from the base here. And so anyway, I'm not sure what that's all about. And then also, just after discovering that, I found a weird group of mobs kind of wandering around together, having some kind of party. Well, this looks like a party. All kinds of guys hanging out here. I don't know if they were just like kind of all spawned together or something, but they're just roaming the beaches. Roaming the beaches is one big herd. Anyway, it's been pretty eventful here over the last few days, gathering up things and trying to get prepped, but let's jump into this and get a ship built. Okay, so I did forget one more thing. You may have noticed in my quick bar on the left, I actually have 2 fridges, 2 refrigerators, and a food processor. So I went ahead and made all that. I haven't placed any of this yet, so we do need to do that. I got it all prepped to show you and then promptly forgot about it. So we've got the fridge here. Let's, I'm kind of thinking with storage here, I'm thinking we might put it here. It's set back a little bit, but that's okay. Let's jump in here. So there we go, we got the fridge. We're just too late. I was going to say I had some meat, but yeah, just too late to get in there. That's okay, next time. So that's cool, we got that fridge. If we go out here, let's put the other one, because this guy we can actually put on a ship. A number of you have mentioned doing this. Said, hey, put a fridge on the ship so you can put your meat there. It's a very good idea. So there we go. Let's check that out. Got a little bit of space in there to put some meat. Very cool. Now, we are going to have the small ship, so we could break that down, tear it off of there, and put it on the ship once the ship's made. But for now, that will work. Who knows, we may have to run around and gather some more stuff before we get there. Now, finally, we've got the food processor. This is something I've talked about for a while, wanting to have made. So now that I think about it, it should have been next to the fridge, but we don't really have a ton of space in here. I'm actually just going to set this... Oh, can we not do it with the light there? Yeah, I don't think it's letting us do it with the light. Yep, same there. That's cool. We'll just go ahead and put it here. Rotate this around. Cool. Now let's check this out. I know nothing about this. Okay, so it shows you the stuff you can make. That's right. Okay, I think I did see this. Cool. Oh, we can make nutrient solution. Oh, and there's our growing plots. Cool, I was wondering about that. I was like, where do you make those at, or how do you get those? Excellent. Metal plates, fiber, nutrient solution, which we make here from rock dust, purified water, and spoiled food. Oh, spoiled food. Crap. I've been throwing it away. Ah, that's no good, Weem. Okay, so hold on to the spoiled food. That makes sense. Let's see. We do have the storage. Put that there. Cool. So that gets all of that stuff out of the way. Excellent. Let's get started on the ship stuff. Now, we have a lot of stuff we're gonna need. Tons of stuff. And part of me is thinking that I'm gonna go ahead and make a bunch of the kind of base material here. Now, when I first started looking into this, I started looking into the capital vessel because I thought, oh, that's what you need to get off the planet. But I had realized, wait a second, you just need a small vessel. If you play in creative mode, they start you with one, you can leave the planet. So I was a little mixed up. I think the capital vessels you make in space and they can't go onto planets. At least they can't yet. I think that's a thing. So we just need a small vessel. But when I was kind of looking at the numbers for the large one, boy, there was a lot of components needed. So anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a lot of that right now. Let's see. One of the things we needed a lot of was the metal components. And let's see, this outputs 2. I think I want to make like 80 or something. Something like that. So I could queue up like 40 of these. We really need a bunch of these. Now, as far as ores go, I do have quite a bit. I may need to go out and get some more of certain kinds. We may need some more cobalt and a lot of copper. We may need some iron, maybe not. So anyway, we're going to have to just kind of see how that goes. Some of this I don't have enough. I think you need 5 of these, right, to make those. So can't really do a whole lot more there. But let's see, we also need a bunch of cables. I'm kind of looking at some numbers I jotted down for the capital vessel when I was kind of doing the math. And obviously with the capital vessels larger, we won't need probably as many, but I'm just kind of gauging it. I needed around 93 based on what I previously or what I currently already had. So we probably don't need that many. I'm just going to go ahead and queue up. That would be 40, 60. I think we'll just do 60 cables. We really didn't need a whole lot of the glass plate. Let's just do 10 of those. The electronics we're going to stick with 30 there. Control devices were a thing. I don't know that I actually will need as many. I think we're just going to go with like 5 of these for now. I think we'll probably need more than that. Okay, and then I think we did have there were some pipes needed previously. Let's see, what does this make? Okay, it's 1 to 1. We're just going to make 10 pipes for now. So anyway, we're going to let this kind of chew through all of this, get all this prepped, and then we'll just kind of start down the list. You know, we have to make the core and everything. We're going to definitely be starting from this point here, getting our whole blocks and cores. I guess we could just queue up some of this right now. What do we need? 8? Okay, so while we have all of that material being generated behind me, I wanted to quickly go through some tips, advice, kind of things that you guys have been sending in over the last 5 episodes. I recorded all of that run, kind of one after the other, so as they came out, I couldn't really take some of the advice you guys were giving me during those videos, but up to 5, we are now caught up here in episode 6, and I wanted to run through a few of those. So Dusk Prowler has sent me a number of tips, and this goes back through a number of games too. Thank you for all of the advice you've been giving me over all this time. But specifically, a couple things I pulled out. One was that you mentioned that you need to level the ground first in order to make the base on land. Yeah, I hadn't even tried that. I'd used the leveler before, but I didn't even think about it as far as the base goes, so thanks for that. We're going to keep that in mind. You also mentioned that salvaging the ship and right behind us was probably not practical based on the cost of the drilling bits. I call them bits, but you know what I mean. You mentioned that. I thought about it a little bit. I didn't go into the math, but I thought, you know, that probably makes sense. You spend all these resources making that stuff, and what you get back really isn't a whole lot. So fortunately, I didn't really do a ton of that. It just did a little bit. So anyway, we won't be doing that. It sounds like that doesn't make sense. Now, Mortis and Sapphire Crook both let me know that the deco next to items meant decoration when I was kind of going through those and said, oh, I wonder what the antenna's for. It said deco next to it. Yeah, I totally missed that. I didn't even really it didn't even click. I don't even remember actually seeing it. I had to watch the video back and say, deco? I don't remember seeing that. Sure enough, it's on there. So anyway, that's strictly decorational. Dad Techful said that the move thrusters on my ship, I may need to move them on the hover ship. Maybe move them, instead of being centered, move them maybe to the front or back because I couldn't turn as quickly. It turns out that that was actually a mouse sensitivity issue. Somebody mentioned that. It's not on my list. Somebody mentioned that turning my mouse sensitivity up would help. Who was that? I don't recall. Anyway, that totally helped. When I did the mouse sensitivity, now the ship turns just fine. So I tried that before moving the actual thrusters, and that worked out. Toshpa47 says the assault rifle, you can scroll to zoom the scope. And I definitely want to thank you for that one. I saw that, and just recently when I was out gathering material and everything, I actually did use that. I kind of scrolled to zoom in on those drones and take out the rotors. That worked out a lot. Thanks for that tip. Let's see. I mentioned Joe talking about traveling to other planets and kind of warming up with the, here locally by, using the combat and stuff on the ship, getting used to that before going into space. So thanks for that tip. He also said that the oxygen on the ship connects to you, essentially, kind of to your chest piece. So that's why when I was kind of aligned weird, it wasn't giving me oxygen. I was like, I don't know what it's doing. It's not giving me oxygen. You really do have to be, it's kind of got to be right at your level, at your chest level. You got to be right up against it. So I thought it would be a little bit more lenient there, but apparently not. And then Majawolf, I think that's it. Majawolf, maybe that's what it is. He said that you can sprint if you turn the jetpack off, and he was absolutely right. I turned that off and sprint, and that was really good. In fact, it was easier for me to get up really steep hills simply by sprinting and jumping than it was using the jetpack to try to kind of hop my way up there. So I do want to thank you for that tip. Saved me a bunch of time, very much appreciated. So that's it for now. I know there's been a lot more other kind of things on there, but I wanted to really highlight stuff that I saw and like really helped me immediately. A lot of other advice that has been given was stuff that I ended up figuring out, or I figured out since those videos were up. But I do want to thank you guys for sending those in, and of course, please do feel free to continue adding those. They definitely help me out as we go. I tend to miss a lot. Okay, well, a good chunk of time has passed. I actually had to go hover around and gather up some more ores. I started making some of the very base kind of materials and quickly realized that I was going to be short on some stuff. So I have gone out and done that. I may need to make another run or two, but at some point. But I think we've got everything we need. Oh, we got a whole mess of those guys spawned over there. This may be the big group that kind of wandered around the beach at one point. I hope they're not heading this way. But anyway, I do have over in my quick bar in the number 4 slot here, I have the core and hull components needed to put down the ship. That's one of the first things we needed to do. So what I'm out here doing is I've got the flatten tool where we can kind of lower and raise terrain, or level terrain, I guess. And from what I recall, messing with this before, I think it levels it to the terrain that you're it levels the terrain to the level upon which you're standing. I believe that's how that works. So we're going to do that. We're going to just kind of right click here and move this around. So I'm thinking it should raise this stuff up. Yeah, looks like it. I just want a flat area to kind of land the ship. I mean, ideally, we would be putting like some material down here, like blocks. But for now, I think this will work. Try to make some space here for our ship. And I may put some blocks down eventually, or I may just kind of surround it in like a wall or something. There, let's check that out. Okay, that's pretty flat. It's flat enough. Cool, so let's see. Let's go ahead and get this guy. And we're just going to put this right about here for now. There we go. Drops to the ground. Let's actually go pick this guy up. It was recommended that I back this off because the light actually extends really far, so I kind of moved this over here. But cool thing about this is you can pick it up and move it around wherever you want. So we're going to bring this over here and point it like so. There we go. Get that spotlight going. So there's our core with our 8 hull blocks. Now I actually went ahead and made some other blocks as well. Problem is, I didn't grab them out of here yet. Where are they? Okay, 13. I made an uneven number intentionally. Thought about how I was going to lay this out. So I wanted to go, if this is going to be kind of if the core is the front and it's kind of facing there, this will come off the back. And I thought I would just kind of split this a bit. Like this. Like this. See, something like this. We'll do this little kind of T section back here. Although, I'm actually thinking I might do like that. Okay, cool. What do we have? 3 left. 1, 2. I happen to only come back 2. I was going to go back more. So that uneven thing is kicking me in the butt now. But there we go. Something like that. We may extend over, you know, the edges on the here, or we may cover, you know, put some stuff that kind of covers over this spot. Maybe I'll just put this there for now. But there we go. We've got the base of the ship there. So we'll make some landing pads for it as well. I was thinking 3, 2 in the back, 1 up front. But that's the base. Now we just got to get to the very expensive components for it. Alright, first up is going to be the cockpit, I think. That's what we're going to kind of start with. We have a number of options, I believe. Yes. So we're looking at green, and we've got a number to choose from here. Now I looked at these, and the material kind of changes up here, but not so much with these guys, so I think we'll stick with these. Kind of thinking cockpit 3 maybe. You can see we need 3 electronics, so let's go ahead and get those kicked out right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Why not? We know we're going to need more. I'll just throw a few more in there. So let's see. Let's go back here. So we got these 3 to choose from. So these guys have more mass. These 2 up here. I think their armor's better. 60. Nope, the armor's the same. Interesting, and their size is a little different as well. They've got size dimensions down there, but I think we'll kind of stick with these, and let's go with the cockpit number 3. Let's do that. That's pretty cool. So once these are done, that's going to get going. Another thing that we need to do is figure out, let's see, power is going to be a thing, thrusters are going to be a thing. Let's see, here we go. So we're going to need this fuel tank. We can already do that right now. It's the only one, right? Yep. We do need a generator. I think I have a small generator, but you can see that's for capital ships or bases, so that's not going to help me. We need this guy, for which we need 2 control devices. Let's go ahead and kick 2 of those guys out right here. 1, 2. We're going to need more of these, so 3, 4, 5, why not? Okay. And we'll go put that cockpit on too, once that's done. And let's see, the generator is now short by a computer as well. Okay, so let's get that going. If we can, no. Need the control devices. Oh, we will have it, so there's that. And then it should be able to do the generator after that. So there we go. These will all work themselves out. Let's see, I did make 1 landing gear apparently. Let's grab the cockpit. And not that one. Let's see, the fuel. I guess we could wait. This is coming along pretty quickly. Generator, what's that take? Did that not tell you the time there? Am I missing it? No. Okay. Anyway, we'll wait. We'll see how long that takes. Now, again, I do have 1 landing pad. I could queue up, or landing gear. You could queue up a couple more. I'm not exactly sure how you place this when the ship is on the ground, flat on the ground. I'm assuming you have to put the cockpit in, thruster, all that stuff, get it off the ground, and then place those, but I don't really know. I don't know for sure. So it looks like it couldn't make the generator for some reason. 3 more electronics. Let's see, we go through those. 1, 2, 3. Hit that. Okay. Let's go ahead and give this a second. Going. Let's see. We could take. We have power in this guy here. Whoa! I don't want that selected. Cockpit trying to be selected there. We'll grab some of these guys. Put in there right off the bat. Generator slow going. So you know what? We're gonna let that. We're gonna let that go. Let's check out the cockpit. Okay, boy, this thing occupies a lot of space. Let's see here. Can't rotate that for some reason. Is there a reason I can't rotate that? Man, it's huge. Huge-mungus. Okay, I walked around a bit and realized that the core has an arrow pointing that way as forward, so there you go. That's why the cockpit didn't want to turn. I just went ahead and put it on the arms, we'll call them now, out front. Yeah, this was totally planned. So I think we'll grab some blocks and kind of come off the back here and do it something like that. I think that could be okay. The idea really is, you know, the hull really helps protect stuff anyway, so we definitely want more down here. Gives us more space to put blocks on, so This is a little bit larger than I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. So let's see. We do have the power. This is something I'm going to want to be able to get access to add more power to it. But I think that this will work, and we'll just make sure that we don't put a block, you know, maybe right here or something so we can access it. Probably same on the other side. But there we go. We've got that in there. Now we're going to need some thrusters and all of that stuff before this thing can really get moving. I could put the power in here, but I don't know if it just starts to use it or not. So we're going to go ahead and not leave them in there. Let's jump in here real quick. There we go. There's our view. Obviously can't turn the power on, but that's what it will look like in there. We've got much more to make. Well, it's just about time to wrap things up for this episode, but I've got a couple more things made and we need to place these. So let's go ahead and start with the generator here. There we go. And I think we're just going to lay this right over the top of the fuel, kind of centered. I think that'll work. And then we have the RCS control, and I think we'll just kind of do this here. Kind of was already thinking of that, like, well, maybe put it behind the fuel. I think that'll work out pretty well. Let's see. So I also made some more hull blocks. So let's do this. I think we're going to go... Let's see, because I've already got these ones out here. I almost want to go wider in the back, but I don't know that I really need to. Let's see. Do I want to do that? How many of these do we have? We've got 8. Actually, you know what? I made these angled ones as well. Let's check those out. 7. Let's see. I'm always terrible at the rotating of these things here. That's not what I want. That's not what I want at all. There we go. Something like that, maybe? And then I could do the arms back off of there. I think that could work out pretty well. There we go. Yeah. Something like that. Let's do that. What do we have here? We've got 4 more, so I can do 2 on each side. 2. 1, 2. Kind of weird. Kind of wonky looking. I think it'll work, though. Yeah, sure. That's going to work out well. So anyway, yeah, we're off to a good start. We've got, let's see, do I have thrusters being made? Something is in queue right now, I believe. Let's check it out. Let's see, was it the thrusters? I can't remember if that's what I had. Okay, so I was only actually able to make 2 of those. We ran out of some material, it seems. That was this guy. Oh, we needed 5 more pipes. 1... These are only 1-to-1, yeah. 2, 3, 4, 5. Power just went out. That's okay. So we'll queue 5 of those up, and then after that we want it to make a green normal thruster. Yeah. Okay, cool. Now let's get this power going real quick. Something like this. We're going to have to turn everything back on. There we go. We paid the rent. The lights are back on. So anyway, I guess I could put these 2 thrusters up there, and then we'll call it that. I do want to thank you guys, as always, for all the tips and advice. I definitely take it into account when I can. Definitely appreciate it. It really helps me along. Sometimes I don't get to it right away, but I do my best. I do my best. So anyway, I hope you guys come back next episode so we can get this thing off the ground and flying. I'm pretty excited about that, and I do believe that's something that we can do in the next episode. Something else we'll probably have to do as well is yeah, cope with that. Thanks for watching, everybody. I appreciate it, and we'll catch you next time.